Democrats in North Carolina are moving quickly to try to solidify support for Vice President Kamala Harris.
And they're also urging her to choose Governor Roy Cooper as her running mate. Our Capitol reporter Michael Hyland spoke with the heads of the state Democratic and Republican parties today about this historic decision.
North Carolina is one of 7 states that's been at the center of this entire campaign. The leaders of these two parties believe it will remain competitive and that many of the key issues are still the same as when President Biden was still in the race. Just days after what would be the final rally of the Biden-Harris ticket in North Carolina, Democrats in the Tar Heel state are getting behind Vice President Kamala Harris to run for president.
Democracy is still on the line. Donald Trump has not changed. Our opponent in this has not changed.
Democratic Party Chair Anderson Clayton backed Harris when she ran for president 4 years ago, but lost the nomination to Biden. The state party held an emergency call Sunday, hours after the president dropped out. Delegates unanimously backed Harris and said they support her choosing Governor Roy Cooper as her running mate.
A lot of folks carried that with great responsibility, and they said, you know, the right decision for us right now and the exciting decision for us right now is to unify our party behind the vice presidential nominee, the person that was already on the ballot with Joe Biden when those primary voters made their first initial decision.
What we've seen now the Democrats doing is you've got party bosses effectively shaping what they want as opposed to allowing the will of the people to have moved forward.
Jason Simmons is chair of the state Republican Party. He says even while the nominee will change, the key issues don't. The party will point to the impacts of inflation, the administration's handling of illegal immigration, and President Biden's ability to serve the remainder of his term.
There's a lot of questions about what she's known and what she's done to hide Joe Biden's incapacitated state, as well as her own record and that of Joe Biden.
Clayton pointed to the massive fundraising haul that Harris has had, more than $80 million in the first 24 hours, as a sign that the party is energized. Former President Trump will be in Charlotte later this week to mobilize voters. In Raleigh, Michael Hyland, Queen City News.